All right, John Street Films, episode what 5?
Five
Here,
with a
is
asterisk
this
next to
5?
it.
5.
I don't know.
I don't know. Got a bunch of stuff. Oscars are coming up. Got a bunch of nominees, some snubs, some surprises, couple rants for you guys today, couple reviews, and then just a whole bunch of bullshit. I don't like this angle.
As expected.
I don't think I'm gonna record from this angle anymore. I don't like it.
Okay. How many controllers do you have?
5 PlayStation 4 controllers, 3 Xbox controllers, a Nintendo 64 controller. PlayStation 5 controller. I think there might be another PlayStation 4 controller inside that closet, but I'm not sure.
Gay controller.
I know you are.
But what am I?
All right,
let's jump into this bitch.
Let's jump into this bitch. We can start with the best news of probably the last 10 years, 20 years.
At least the last decade, since The Mummy came out, really.
Since The Mummy came out. Brendan Fraser gets his first Oscar nominee.
Really, it should have been a second. Post George of the Jungle. Still not over that.
No.
You name me a more enjoyable jungle movie. And I'm including The Woman King in that.
Enjoyable?
Yeah. It takes place in a jungle.
Tarzan, the live action.
I mean, that's the one.
That's it.
So George of the Jungle is the most enjoyable jungle movie since George of the Jungle.
Correct.
Or are you talking about the Tarzan one that came out in like 2016 or 2015?
Yes. No. Not the animation
Christoph
one.
Waltz.
Yes.
Christoph Waltz and Mark. Yeah. I don't really. It doesn't take up a whole lot of real estate in my head.
No, it doesn't. I was making a joke.
No, I think the movie is George of the Jungle stan.
I think the movie's quite bad. Oh, what about I mean, technically, the whole movie doesn't take place in the jungle, but I just lost it.
Apocalypse Now.
Fuck. No, hold on.
Really, any Vietnam movie? Don't say Forrest Gump.
No. I'm not going to say Forrest Gump. It's blanking on me now that that I just cannot think of it. Oh, Ace Ventura too. It's When Nature Calls.
Is that the one where he is birthed out of the fake rhino's ass?
Yes, when he slips out of the rhino's butthole.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fair enough.
That's the one.
Did that come out before George of the Jungle?
It came out in 1995.
Okay, so that probably came out after. Yeah, this was 97. Oh, okay. Another movie that Rotten Tomatoes got wrong. Shocking.
Yeah, well, we hate to see that. But anyway, Brendan Fraser gets his first nominee, which is crazy to think that it's his first nominee for the Oscars. But he gets it for lead actor in a leading role in The Whale, which I need to see this movie. I need to see this movie more than I need oxygen.
Yeah, I need to have a good cry.
I do. And
Another one I want to see is Brendan Fraser movie. I want to see is No Sudden Move. I still haven't seen that with
oh, you haven't?
Benicio del Toro, the Steven Soderbergh one. I still haven't seen it. I know it came out last year, and people were talking about the Brendan Fraser comeback,
Yes, this was the
and
movie that kicked it
the
all off.
Whale only solidifies that even further.
Uh-huh. Well, because
So
you
I
didn't
want to watch
know
that.
when they released this, the No Sudden Movement, when they released the trailer for that, you had no idea Brendan Fraser was going to be in it, and then it just cuts to him, and he's looking as big and as beautiful as ever, and fucking kills it.
The Whale, uh, the first Whale. I'm a fan of Big Brendan Fraser, although he's definitely lost some weight since that movie.
I want him to make a.
Then
Wait. Did you say he's lost some weight since the Whale? Zach, I
well, no,
hope
I
you
said he
realize
lost
that
some weight. He lost
didn't
some weight
gain
since No Sudden
that
Move. He lost some
much.
weight,
Okay, yes. I was gonna say
and
he didn't
then
gain
gained
that
it all,
much.
got it all back, and then lost it all again. He's just a regular Christian Bale.
Well, you know. Wonderful. I think he should make a Looney Tunes back in action too.
Yeah, I mean that couldn't possibly be any worse than the latest LeBron venture into the cinema business.
No, well that was just
Fucking garbage.
I'm not counting that as anything. That's just a cash grab, and everyone knew it was just a cash
He's
grab.
also, damn, he's coming with a vengeance. He's also in Killers of the Flower Moon with Leonardo DiCaprio, the new Martin
Ooh,
Scorsese.
okay.
So this dude,
Oh, I did see that he is
he didn't want to gradually make a comeback. He just said, you know what, fuck you. I'm coming
no,
back, and I'm
he
coming back with a vengeance.
so, where did I read some fucking it might have been Vanity Fair, some bullshit like that. Said that he would be willing to make another Mummy.
Well, yeah, of course he would. I mean, and why wouldn't he? You know how much a new Mummy movie starring Brendan Fraser would gross at the box office? I'm
A
legitimately
lot.
asking because I don't know.
Um,
I haven't been able to predict what is going to do well and what's going to bomb over like the last 2 years, except for The Last Duel. That was a very easy prediction.
I assume it would make a decent amount of money.
It depends on the budget. I mean,
Do you expect
who
them to
knows?
have over like a
It could go like right to
$250 million budget?
no.
Well, you know they're gonna have
I
more
think
money, or
like
they're gonna have a
100.
bigger budget than the Lizard
The Tom
King.
Cruise one, the Lizard King.
The
You mean
fucking
the
Scorpion King.
Scorpion? The Lizard King. You talking about fucking Elon Musk? That damn reptile, barrel-chested reptile.
Oh, you know what I mean. Like it's gonna have more. It's probably gonna push if they remake the Mummy. It maybe go 200 million.
I real quick, I need to look up the Scorpion King budget, and then I need to look up
$5,000.
then I need to look up Ratchet and Clank, that budget, because it had some better visuals. $60 million. All
All right, I got the Ratchet and Clank budget.
right, sock it to me.
20.
$20 million. Was it the first Ratchet and Clank?
That was the newest one.
Oh, okay. I was talking.
Oh wait,
about
no, the Ratchet and Clank film. Yes, no, you're right. 20 million. Yes.
Oh, I was referring to the first video game.
Oh, okay.
The 2001 video game.
The 2001 video game.
I don't know if you can get that kind of information though. Ratchet and Clank 1.
Gaming budget gap.
2002. I don't know if they release budgets for video games as regularly as they do for films. Wait, what the fuck is this? Yeah, this
I
is the
don't
one.
think
I
they
don't know.
do.
Ratchet and Clank 2002 budget.
I don't
There's
think they
nothing
do.
here.
No.
What the fuck is this shit? Wait. Oh, that's the movie. Well, all right. I'm going to
Anyway, but
assume that the Scorpion King
Brendan
had a higher
Fraser's
budget than
remake of
Ratchet and Clank video game.
well, yes, obviously. Moving on through the Oscars, we have one of the biggest nights possible for Everything Everywhere All at Once. Has clocked in a whopping 11 total nominees.
11 from Heaven.
11 from
And I'm
Heaven.
not talking about Micah Parsons.
No, we're not.
I'm never going to quote Skip Bayless ever again. Yeah.
Yeah. Yikes.
I couldn't be happier, honestly. I do need to look up the full list of nominations for like the top 3. I think it was Everything Everywhere All at Once, and then All Quiet on the Western Front, and then probably The Fabelmans because it's The Fabelmans. And Banshees.
It was okay. Everything Everywhere All at Once came in with 11, followed closely behind All Quiet on the Western Front and
Top
Banshees,
Gun Maverick is up
both
there too,
which
when I
scored
think about it.
9. So Banshees and Quiet on the Western Front scored 9. After that, it goes to Avatar, Top Gun, Elvis, Fablemans, Tar.
And Elvis got more than The Fablemans? I didn't know it got a lot.
Yes.
Which I was very surprised by.
Yes. I've been actually looking through like the whole list of nominees. This is gonna be a tough year, dude. It's gonna be a really tough year.
Which category? Just every category?
For the most part. Like I'll riff through a couple categories, a couple of the big ones, and like you can tell me who you think's gonna win, but it's actually gonna be kind of tough. So
all right, so we'll transition from all right, so we'll go into our Oscar section here.
Well, did you want to talk about EEAAO anymore?
I mean, we can talk about that for a while.
We can. But I feel like it'll come back up, especially once you hear.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're talking.
Yeah, when you hear all the categories.
Everything. It's got like sort of like Dune. I mean, I don't know how many nominations Dune got last year. I think it was like 11 or something.
But how many did it actually win?
This is kind of 6. All the technical ones. Score. Yeah. And
did it
wasn't
win
even
directing?
nominated for directing. No, did not get nominated
Who
for
won
directing. Last year? And yeah, look it up. I don't remember last year at all.
The Power of the Dog.
Oh, Jane Campion. Okay. I feel like that movie came out like 3 years ago.
No, surprisingly, it came in last year.
A long year, at least for me.
Yeah. All right. So this year we got actor in a leading role. We got the nominees: Austin Butler and Elvis, Colin Farrell, Banshees, Brendan Fraser's The Whale, Paul Mescal, After Sun, and Bill Nighy in Living.
Any snubs you can think of? I haven't really been paying attention to this category. I know Paul
not really. I think
was a surprise to get in.
Yes, he was a surprise to get in, but the big 3.
I still haven't seen After Sun.
I felt were going to get in, got in.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list here. I'm trying to think of who. Tom Cruise, he had a legitimate shot to get in.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I understand why he didn't get in. I'm not overly mad about that. There is one section, egregious section that Top Gun Maverick was omitted from, but I'll get into that as we move
Wonderful.
further down the list.
I think
I'm
I
so
don't know, man.
surprised that
I
Elvis
think
got a
this.
Best Picture nomination though.
Yeah. Well, I think either Austin Butler or Brendan Fraser is going to walk away with the actor in a leading role, um, unless you can see it
I don't know.
swinging
Well,
heavily towards like
Colin
Colin
Farrell's up there
Farrell.
too. I think it's probably. I don't know. This is one that doesn't. This is one that's not overly obvious to me.
Mm,
I I don't really see Colin Farrell winning this. I wouldn't be
no,
surprised if he won it though. I think Austin Butler's probably the betting favorite right now. I'd say it's probably Butler, right below him, Brendan Fraser, and then a little further down, Colin Farrell. Those are the
agree
three
with
that
that.
could win it. You know, Mescal, Naihi. I do love seeing Davy Jones get nominated for an Oscar though.
Oh,
That
absolutely.
brings me that brings me a lot of fucking joy.
Then so then moving on to
One of the greatest characters ever written for the screen, Davy Jones.
oh yeah, no doubt. I hear you can do
Very underrated
his voice pretty
antagonist.
well.
He's one of my childhood heroes.
Hero.
Whenever I used to eat pasta for dinner, I used to hold it up to my face. My parents would send me to my room without a meal. That's where I learned to not play with my food
Were you
like that.
just ripping out like Davy Jones lines as you were just holding spaghetti from your face?
Yeah, I was a Spectrum kid. I'm also a Spectrum adult. I would still definitely do that too if people didn't talk behind closed doors, but that's another story.
Anyway,
All right,
so
I guess we'll
going down
yeah, keep going down. I don't know if you're looking at the same list I am in order.
from the
I'm looking
actual
at
website.
what is this on? I'm looking on the Variety page
No,
for
I'm on the Oscars
all the
website.
nominations. So it has the Best Picture, then Best Director, then Actor, then Actress. I don't know what your order is. We'll
No,
just go by your order.
I'm looking on the actual official Oscars.org.
All right. So
So
we did
actor in a leading role. So now going into in a supporting role, you have Brendan Gleeson, Banshees, Brian Tyree Henry,
mhm.
Causeway, uh, Judd Hirsch in The Fablemans, Barry Keoghan in Banshees, and Ke Kwan in Everything Everywhere.
Yeah, this is where I can speak with a little more certainty as to who may have been snubbed here. I think Paul Dano was snubbed big time here, and they replaced him with Judd Hirsch,
Mm-hmm.
who had way less screen time in The Fablemans, and I didn't get the same impression I got from Paul Dano in that movie. He was by far the best part of The Fablemans. Judd Hirsch, you still haven't seen it, right?
No, but
The
I
Fablemans.
can.
No, we can talk
But
about that next
knowing
week.
Paul Dano's in that movie, um, it's surprising that he's not nominated for anything.
I just feel like Paul Dano doesn't get the respect that he deserves as an actor. I don't feel like he ever gets his comeuppance. Well, he definitely should have been in here. Brendan
Well,
Gleeson is not a surprise.
you can make the
Brian
argument that
Tyree
like
Henry is kind of a surprise.
well, you can make the
Just a lot
argument
of
that
people.
that Miles Teller could have been nominated for in a supporting role.
Yeah, and Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a movie though, like kind of like Dune last year, where it's filled with great performances, but you know nobody's going to be nominated for performance because it got so many other nominations. I thought Rebecca Ferguson should have gotten a nomination last year,
Oh yeah, for Dune.
but c'est la vie. Um, It's kind of like that in recent years. I mean, 1917 had no acting nominations. Parasite had no acting nominations. I feel like when films get all these technical nominations and directing nominations, they kind of leave out the acting unless there's like a Joker performance from Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight where you have to put it in. Although The Dark Knight
Yeah.
didn't get nominated for much. I don't know if it got nominated for anything other than Heath Ledger, but that's a long
Um.
time ago.
Well, who do you
Barry
think's gonna
Keoghan,
end up?
that's no surprise, and it's really rare that you see two best supporting actors or best supporting actresses or two from the same movie.
Oh yeah.
And I feel
Well,
that they're both very earned too.
they
And
are,
Ke
and
Kwan,
that's
who I
gonna
think
come.
I think he's gonna I think Ke Kwan's gonna win.
You think so? Ooh,
I hope so.
yeah. Well,
That
you just
big
the
old little
point.
boy smile on my face whenever he was on screen. He just makes me very happy.
He's just very happy. Well, he
Him or
played.
Barry Cogan, I think.
Yeah.
It's between those two.
I mean, I
Brendan
wouldn't mind to see
Gleeson is
Brendan
up there
Gleeson,
too,
but
but
any
yeah,
of those
I don't.
three, I don't really have a betting favorite. I just don't. If if Judd Hirsch wins, oh boy.
If Judd Hirsch wins, then it's just because it was a Spielberg movie. I don't think Judd Hirsch should even be here. He was good, but he has no right being here over Paul Dano. All right,
Yeah.
what's the next
All right.
section?
So next one is actress, best actress.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you have
One of
Kate
the
Blanchett
more.
in Tar, Ana de Armas in
Yep.
Blonde,
Yep.
Andrea Riseborough in To Leslie, Michelle
Interesting.
Williams, The Fablemans,
No, thank
and
you.
Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere.
Yes, I agree. I agree with three. I
And they're
haven't seen
probably
To
the
Leslie.
same three that I agree with.
Yeah,
Michelle
so
Yeoh,
just
Kate Blanchett, and De Armas.
yeah, I haven't seen To Leslie. Um, so I can't really speak on that. I have seen The Fablemans, and I've gotten countless Instagram battles as to Michelle Williams being here. She should she should be a supporting actress. I think she shouldn't be in any of them. I didn't think she was particularly good. I got like kind of a I didn't like that. I just didn't like the Fablemans very much. The whole thing felt like it felt
Unfortunate because we were very
very
excited for
sitcom
it.
like. Well, yeah, it's just like every. I mean, I knew it was going to get nominated no matter, and it was going to get all the praise in the world, but it just there's nothing outstanding about it. As like a, I mean,
Besides being from the
I'm
mind
not
of
gonna go in, I'm
Spielberg.
not gonna go into the Fablemans. We can go into that like if you watch it this week, and then we can talk about it next week. I'm not gonna
Mhm.
do an in-depth thing on the Fablemans, but I thought she gave like a very almost like sitcom performance in this movie. And also she's not in it that much. She's in like 50 minutes of the movie. I think so I
Which
think
is wild for getting a leading role nominee.
yeah, but I mean if this wasn't a Spielberg movie, she wouldn't I don't think she would have been nominated. So yeah. But our top three, Blanchett, Michelle Yeoh, Ana de Armas. I would replace Michelle Williams with Danielle Detweiler. I think that was a fucking crime.
Okay.
She absolutely should have been nominated. I haven't seen To Leslie, but my fifth would have been Mia Goth and Pearl
Yes,
because it's a horror movie. I knew it wouldn't get nominated, but this is my list. This is
I
about
agree.
me, not you,
I
Academy.
I agree. She well coming off her performance in X.
Oh yeah, she's got three like back to back to back films: X, Pearl, and now
Fuck.
Infinity Pool
Yes,
with
Infinity Pool.
uh, uh Viggo Mortensen. I think. I have to double check that.
No,
Infinity Pool,
Alexander
which
Skarsgård.
right, okay, not he looked pretty, Okay, great. Apparently there's no cast list here. Wonderful. Thanks a lot for making me look like a fucking idiot. I guess I'll just never.
Nobody else.
Fuck it.
Alexander Skarsgård's the only name really on this.
Okay, so not Viggo Mortensen. Alex Skarsgård.
No,
No,
but
yeah,
again,
okay. No, yeah, I mixed it up because Viggo Mortensen was in the David Cronenberg film that came out last year, Crimes of the Future. That had Viggo Mortensen in it. And this is Brandon Cronenberg, his son.
speaking
And-
of Viggo
right.
Mortensen, because it kind of reminds me of, I don't know why, but Mortensen, Mads Mikkelsen.
Mhm.
Did
I
you
mix
know
those two up all the time.
they're going to make, and you're going to hate this, they're going to make an American adaptation of Final Round.
With Mads Mikkelsen?
No.
So with Viggo Mortensen.
No. But it just made me
Leah? It's
just
not
hearing
Leo
the name.
anymore. Didn't Leah drop out of that?
Yes.
I thought that whole project got canceled.
No.
All right, who's starring in that movie then?
I don't know. I just remember hearing just the other day that it's the American adaptation, and I don't want. I don't
No,
want
that doesn't need to happen.
Adaptation of
Pop up. Maybe it won't pop up. Another round. Okay, no, this is all
another
snow.
round.
Okay, well, if you look up another round and go straight to news, you're gonna get a bunch of bullshit about the weather.
No, it says it's the last thing says that it's planned to star Leo, but I don't think Leo's
Okay.
supposed to do it.
Propose.
Mads Mikkelsen did
Go
say
ahead.
that he is glad he's not a part of it.
No, I mean, why would he be? He's in the definitive one.
Why did I say final
Anyway,
round?
That's stupid.
Another
Because
that should be the one and only.
now that should have been
final.
the
Just end
final
there.
round. Yeah, but we can't ever just stop after one, can we?
No, we have to milk the cow.
Which is what concerns me about Ridley Scott making Gladiator 2, but we'll see. Starring Paul Mescal.
Okay, so we can wrap up on actress in a leading role.
Who do you think is going to win? We didn't go over that. Who do you think is going to win Best Actress? I think Michelle Yeoh is going to win.
I could see either one of the two. Ana de Armas I wouldn't hate it, but I would hate it for her performance in Blonde, because, as we will get into later in this episode, I am not a fan of that movie, and I just was waiting for it to end.
I think it's 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
And then probably
okay.
Next.
Supporting role: Angela Bassett, Wakanda Forever; Hong Chow, The Whale; Carrie Condon, Banshees; Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere; Stephanie Sue, Everything Everywhere as well.
See, I think it's probably Angela Bassett, right?
That's what I would pick.
She'd probably be the favorite. I still haven't seen
a Golden Globe.
Carrie Condon, I would say, is a close second, though. I might, dare I say, Carrie Condon #1 for me.
Well, because you haven't seen.
No.
Carrie Condon was so good, though. It's going to be very tight.
It's hard to imagine somebody being better, but you can say Bassett, and I'll say Condon, and I don't have to watch Black Panther because I just don't care
to know that she's going to win. So then we go animated feature film. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Boom, there's your winner.
You don't even want to hear the other three? You want to know the other four?
I'm sure it's Puss in Boots.
That's one of them.
What else?
The Sea Beast.
I doubt Mad God is in here.
Nope. The Sea Beast, Turning Red, and Marcel the Shell.
Yeah, I heard a lot about Marcel the Shell.
I still yet to
Yeah,
see
I
it.
mean,
I
it's
hear that
it's
the movie has absolutely no reason being good, but it is.
well, I mean, I'll take your word for it.
No, I haven't
I've
seen it.
heard good things about it.
Yeah,
I've
that's what
only
I'm saying.
seen
I've only
I've only
heard that
seen Puss in Boots and Pinocchio.
the Sea Beast is pretty cool. It's just a little Netflix movie. It has that's the wrong one.
We're off to a banger of a start here.
We are. Sea Beast had Carl Urban. That's who I was thinking of. Not I was thinking of somebody else. I was thinking of Gerard Butler, but no, it's Carl Urban.
Carl Urban was in Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
No, Sea Beast.
Oh,
I don't know who was in Marcel the Shell with shoes on, but a part of me thinks
I doubt you're going to recognize anybody from that.
Jenny Slate.
Dean Fletcher. Okay, I actually do know Dean Fletcher.
This has hold on. Why does the internet say Marcel the Shell was a 2021?
Maybe it was delayed.
Thomas Mann, Rose Salazar, Nathan Fielder. Oh, I know. Yeah, Nathan. Okay. Andy Richter. Get the fuck out of here. Conan.
Conan. Like the
Mhm.
the Brian, like the
Conan
Conan
O'Brien.
O'Brien.
With the hair.
I must have said Brian O'Conan.
The Brian O'Conan.
Yeah, that guy. All right. Well, I mean,
But anyway,
Pinocchio hands down.
Yep.
I don't think it's B plus.
Nominees for cinematography: All Quiet on the Western Front,
Here's
Bardo, False Chronicle,
where I'm gonna
Handful of Truths,
blow up.
Elvis, Empire of Light, and Tar.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
I will let you
So
take the
many
floor.
bad nominees here. Empire of Light's fine. I don't think the movie is very good, but it's Roger Deakins, and Roger Deakins will do what Roger Deakins does.
Correct.
Which is make everything look fucking beautiful. All Quiet on the Western Front, obviously. Great. Bardo, fucking why? Elvis, fuck off. Where is Top Gun Maverick? Where the fuck is Top Gun Maverick? That's a goddamn. That may be more egregious than. It's like Daniel Detweiler and no cinematography for Top Gun Maverick. Those two are fucking terrible. I mean, the Academy had the fucking prime opportunity. Oh, a diversity, black actress, incredible performance, deserved to be there. Boom. No one's gonna shit on you. And no, you put in two of the whitest actresses ever. But
Michelle Williams.
I mean, Michelle Williams should not be there. I love Michelle Williams, but I did not buy Michelle Williams as a Jewish mother. And I haven't seen To Leslie, but I mean, for Christ's sake, you could have avoided so much hate. I mean, Viola Davis, no. I'm glad there's no Viola Davis here because that movie is a fucking travesty, and she's good in it, but not Oscar worthy, and that movie's an insult to mankind.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, Top Gun Maverick needs to be there. No excuse for it not to be there.
So in its place,
probably more controversial. I think Chase Urban cinematography for Blonde should have been in here. I think it should have been in here.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's why it's your list.
Yeah. So I said I think it should have been.
I think if there was
was incredible
three less fetuses, then maybe.
Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with cinematography.
It does.
I mean, a directing decision, maybe.
No. Anyway, continue. I'm just shitting on that movie.
Yeah, I know.
So anyway, I think All Quiet on the Western Front may take it. Unfortunately.
Yeah, and I think Elvis shouldn't be here. Bardo shouldn't be here. Tar, Why is Tar? I mean, come on. I mean, this this was practically made.
For Top Gun.
Top Gun should have won. It's like yeah, it's like Hugh Jackman should have won Best Actor in 2013. He wasn't nominated. It's that kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, Roger Deakins should have won Best Cinematography for Skyfall in 2012. He was nominated. He didn't win though. Or
Who won in 2012?
Hans Zimmer should have won for Interstellar score. He's nominated, but he didn't win. What? Not even nominated.
Who won? Oh, no. Wait, cinematography. Roger
I mean,
Deakins was
score?
no. Skyfall wasn't even nominated in 2012 for
Roger
cinematography.
Deakins wasn't nominated for Skyfall.
Not in 2012.
Okay, that's
It was.
pretty far. That's pretty bad.
Oh fuck! Where is it?
That is egregious.
Cinematography. Nominees were Warhorse, The Tree of Life, Girl with the Dragon
Oh,
Tattoo, The Artist, and Hugo won. Robert Richardson.
another Spielberg movie in there.
Mm-hmm.
Although The Fablemans wasn't nominated for cinematography, thankfully. But
No.
get Elvis out of here, get Bardo out of here, get Tar out of here. There's so many things you could have put in here.
So you agree that Western Front's going to win that one?
Yeah, I mean, what's going to be it? Elvis. There's nothing else here. Roger Deakins isn't going to win.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
the easiest one. This is I would bet $1 million on this if I had $1 million.
So moving on to directing,
Another one
nominees
I have a
are
quarrel with.
Banshees, Everything
No
Everywhere All at
problem with that.
Once,
Definitely. Yes.
Fablemans,
Okay.
Tar, and The Triangle of Sadness.
Haven't seen Triangle Sadness. McDonough, yes. The Daniels, fucking hit the Quan, baby. Absolutely. Fablemans, I mean, it's a default nomination because it's Spielberg. Where the fuck is Daniel Berger? Did All Quiet on the Western Front direct itself? That's the film that reminds me of Dune the most last year. Got every nomination except
for the ones that
director.
matter.
I guess it just made itself. I mean, for fuck's sake. You're gonna tell me Tar was easier to make than Tar was more difficult to make than All Quiet on the Western Front?
Yes.
I mean, that was. I'm not surprised, but I think the Oscars got a lot right this year, and I think they had their customary fuck ups too, as they always do. But I mean, maybe because he's a German director and a foreign language film. But I mean, that's so stupid. That's 2 straight years that arguably the best directed movie did not get best director. It pisses me off.
So who do you think is
All
going to
right,
take this one?
let's move on.
McDonough?
Just wanted to get that out there. Who's
Okay.
gonna win?
Yeah.
I feel.
Or
Who
the
do you think is
Daniels?
gonna win?
I think it's
I
either
think
going to be. You think the Daniels?
I think it's the Daniels should win. I think it's probably between Daniels and I fear that the Fablemans it might win because it's Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And it's going to be just one of
I
those.
hope it's between
Thank
Daniels
you
and
for.
McDonough.
It's going to be one of those. Thank you for everything you've done for cinema, Steven Spielberg. Here's your Oscar.
He's already won twice. He already has 2 directing wins.
Yep.
Like, fuck off.
All right. So then going to film
Where the
editing.
fuck is Daniel Berger? That's bullshit.
So we have the 5 for editing: Banshees, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once again, Tar, and then there's Top Gun Maverick.
Hmm. No All Quiet on the Western Front for this one, which should have been a shoe-in nomination. You go out and direct a war epic. Tell me how easy it is.
To
Go out
edit
there
it.
and edit that. Yeah, well, direct and edit it. But I guess they directed and edited themselves. I mean, it's movies like that that need to be like automatic, but it's just me rambling. Um, Banshees is kind of a weird one. I mean,
I'm trying to
Banshees
think of like
over All
all of
Quiet on
the
the Western
different.
Front. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Um,
Probably should win.
it's between that and Top Gun.
Yeah.
I don't
Trying to think of like
see.
the difficulty
Welcome
of
back, Top Gun.
the different edits and type of cuts and where they place their cuts and how they did their transitions. I would think Everything Everywhere All at Once has probably um
Mm-hmm.
more difficult time to edit, and that movie being as perfect as it was probably was a fucking war zone in that editing room.
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely a win.
Yeah. But All Quiet on the
Everything
Western
Everywhere All
Front
at Once is
will
gonna
win
win.
the international feature film. So
I do like when an international feature film gets that and Best Picture.
mhm.
Very Parasite-esque. So
So that we
it's got everything, and then they just fart in Daniel Berger's face. Sorry, buddy.
you know
Yeah,
uh
I just rewatched. I don't know if you've ever seen The Terror. It's an AMC show, like an anthology sort of.
no, I'm not.
It's
Uh,
oh, it's yeah, Daniel
wait, is the
Berger.
terror? Did that have?
Not Daniel Berger, Edward Berger. It's the it's a show executive produced by Ridley Scott. The first season is
Was Kieran Hines in that show?
yeah, yeah, he's in there. Jared Harris. It's about like the just trying to discover the Northwest Passage and the terror and the Arab disappearance.
Hmm.
There's tons of like famous paintings depicting them like the ship stuck in the ice, and it's a great series. You should watch The Terror season one. It's awesome, and Edward Berger directed one or two episodes of that.
I may just have to.
Yeah, it's really good. I just rewatched it about 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
That will be on the
Super good.
That will be on there.
Now, yeah, just remember the name Toonbach if you do watch it, because Toonbach is going to live on forever as
Oh, wonderful.
one of the greatest television monsters ever. I think one of my favorites,
perfect.
anyway.
So,
Sort of a
I will add that to the list.
survival horror TV show. It's really good. But
oh, wonderful. I like that.
yeah.
I like those.
Anyway, we can move on.
All right, so we'll move on down our list. Music, original score, All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, Banshees, Everything, Everywhere, and The Fabelmans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, John Williams is a guaranteed nomination every time.
Mm-hmm.
Not his best work, but I mean, it's John Williams. Has now been nominated in 7 different decades. And has been nominated like, I don't know, 50 something times, I'm sure. I don't know the exact number, but it's absurd.
He just puts out music.
I would also love if this list here was matching yours. It seems to be random. Maybe there is no score for this one. Where the fuck is score?
Music, original
Jesus
score.
Christ. I know. Yeah, the best original song.
No, that's the
Where
next
the
one.
fuck is it? Make up it. There it is. Jesus Christ. I have a seizure. All right. Babylon, yes. Banshees is interesting. I Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yes. And The Fableman, sure, I guess. All Quiet was very good. But again, I think I mean, you're not you're not gonna like my answer, but I would put Blonde Score in here. That's probably my second favorite score of the year.
Behind.
Probably All Quiet on the Western Front. I find myself just listening to that while playing Rocket League.
Hmm.
And then getting angry.
Well, that's going to be one I'm excited to watch that. Probably after we finish recording tonight, I will throw it on and just sit up here and just enjoy a film, which I haven't really done in a long time, is just sit and enjoy a film for the first time. Anyway, moving on to music original score. Applause from Tell It Like a Woman. Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick. Lift Me Up from Black Panther. Natu Natu from Triple R. And This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I want to say Not To. I'm also surprised Chop Papa from Pinocchio isn't in here. That would have been my number one.
That movie was so fucking good. That song was fucking kick ass.
Oh, I cried like a little baby.
Holy fuck, dude, was that perfect? Why'd my computer turn off?
It's it might be my favorite animated movie ever.
Ever? Oh shit.
It might be.
What
I can't think of anything that I particularly like more than it, other than maybe
wow.
Surf's Up. I love Surf's Up.
Big Surf's Up fan. Little Chicken Joe.
Gigantic Surf's Up fan, but I like it more than any of the Toy Stories.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. I need. I'll look at it again a few years down the road.
I think Lift Me Up may get most of the votes because of the emotional semblance it has. It's one of the most memorable ones.
I think I want Not to win.
Well, I think
just
Triple
because
R
it kicked absolute
fucking
ass.
Great movie.
Like a 3 hour and 15-minute just Bollywood orgasm. Oh, it's perfect. I put it on it in any situation.
Yeah.
And it's 3 hours long, so I'm not good. I'm definitely not gonna be left wanting more. Until we
You're
get
gonna be wanting to turn
until
it
we
off.
get R XL Magic Mike.
Oh shit. Triple R
Or
Super Soaker.
what would that be in India? Like Magic Miguel? I don't know. Magic Sanjay? Super Sanjay?
So that was a nice pull from Phineas and Ferb. But anyway, moving on to
Mr.
the
Gupta.
big one. The big one.
Mm.
Best Picture.
Yeah, this one's easy for me. It's Everything Everywhere All at Once. I don't think it's even going to be close. Not even close.
You know what happens if it wins Best Picture, probably going to win Best Director.
As it should. I think it should.
But anyway, since you think that one's going to win,
hey, Avatar: The Way of Water. Welcome to Best Picture.
Let me just run through the nominations.
Yeah, let's run through them.
All Quiet on the Western Front.
I will simply say yes or no. Yes.
Okay. Avatar: The Way of Water.
Fuck no.
The Banshees of Inisherin.
Yes.
Elvis.
No.
Everywhere, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yes.
The Fablemans,
No.
Tar,
Maybe.
Top Gun Maverick,
Yes.
Triangle of Sadness,
Maybe. Haven't seen it yet.
and Women Talking.
That Women Talking was a. I might have 2 nominations, right?
This doesn't. Yes. Yes, only 2. They're nominated in Best
I think it
Picture
deserves to be
and
here. And I haven't seen Triangle of Sadness, but
in writing and adapted screenplay.
but yes, running down the list. Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, maybe, yes.
Don't know.
Maybe I haven't seen it. And then yes. No, I think Women Talking should have been rated R. I think kind of limited by the PG-13 constraints here. But it's everything everywhere all at once. Hit the fucking Quan, baby.
Hit the Quan, baby. Double Dan's hit the Quan.
A24's year. Just like every year.
We're gonna go to the sound. The sound nominations. All Quiet on the Western Front.
Duh.
Avatar: The Way of Water. Elvis.
Fine, I guess.
Top Gun Maverick. And
Yes.
The Batman.
Oh, hi, the Batman. I'm so happy. Avatar was nominated over you for Best Picture. What the fuck?
We can just skip over that one. That's really not that important. I just wanted to throw it in there because of the Batman.
That's not true. It's very important.
I mean, I guess you're right. Technically, you're listening
there's
to
no
it.
category. It's not important. You have shitty sound. You're gonna notice it.
Yeah.
Avatar. It sounded good, I guess. Batman's kind of a weird one. I mean, yeah, I guess it has a lot of. I mean, the action sounds good and everything. Elvis, because it's dealing with a lot of music. Top Gun, I
because
think
it's
will
dealing
win
with fighter planes.
in the fucking cockpit.
Yep.
In actual fighter jets. I think it's between Top Gun and All Quiet. I think Top Gun takes it.
Interesting. We got visual effects. All Quiet on the Western Front. Avatar. Batman. Black Panther. And Top Gun.
Black Panther looked marginally better than the first Black Panther, and the first Black Panther looked like shit. But I can't find it because we're out of order here. Thanks, Variety. All right, I'm gonna go. I'm just gonna try to remember off the top of my head.
All Quiet on the Western Front. Avatar.
Yes.
Batman. Black Panther. Top Gun for visual effects. It's probably going to be Avatar.
I feel like this might go to Top Gun. Because you remember in 2018, I believe you have to look this up. First Man won Best Visual Effects.
No, 2018. You're wrong. I think you might have your years wrong.
All right, try 2019 then.
Because
it came out in 2018.
Blade Runner won.
The award. Oh yeah,
yes.
well that's a 2017 movie. So the Oscars comes out.
Yes. So the movie so it comes out of it's the next Oscar. Yes. Oh, yeah. First Man Blade won Runner's in 2019. First Man beat Avengers: Infinity War, which is probably the best Marvel movie ever made. Ready Player One, which was also very pretty to watch, and Solo, a Star Wars story, which was also really fucking good to look at. Yes.
Is that 4 or 5?
Christopher Robin was the other one, but
kind of a down year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. First Man was one of those. It was Damien Chazelle's last movie before Babylon. They did a lot of practical stuff. Not really a special effects, or
Is
you
this the
wouldn't
year?
think a
This is the
visual
year that
effects heavy movie. But
this is the year that
this year's crazy for visual effects.
this is the year that fucking what's that Mexican that foreign language that Mexican movie cleaned up. Roma?
Oh yeah, Rome, Alfonso Cuarón.
Yeah, Roma fucking cleaned house that year.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
But I would give it. I would want to go. I want to go Top Gun Maverick.
For visual effects, okay.
Yeah, just because of all the practical stuff they did in cockpits actually in the air. I think they're gonna take that into account,
I
kind of
hope
like they
so.
did for First Man.
I
Yeah,
feel like
it
they're just gonna
deserves.
do it. I feel like Avatar is gonna get a lot of because it's just the whole thing is it's just a visual effects orgasm.
Yeah, but at the same time, all of it is being done on like blue screens and green screens.
Yeah.
And just go use like the
Yeah, just go fucking out into the
oh
actual water.
whatever. Yeah, go take a fucking swim.
Yeah. All right. So the
Best
last two
picture.
writing, adapted screenplay, All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, Living, Top Gun, and Women Talking.
Wait, adapted screenplay?
Mm-hmm.
Glass Onion is adapted screenplay?
Mm-hmm.
Adapted from what?
I don't know.
Was it was it a wait up. Wait a burger flipping second.
It was written by Ryan Johnson. That's what
I
it
know,
says.
but what is it adapted from?
Ryan Johnson's
Adapted
brain.
from what? I what? I I don't. This is me not really understanding how adapted
It's because they
screenplay
didn't
works.
have. It's because when you look at writing from original screenplay, they didn't have. They didn't have enough. Not or they had too many nominations, so they had to throw it into adapted screenplay.
Unless it's adapted from an idea from a novel, maybe. I don't know. All Quiet,
Oh,
obvious.
is
And
aren't
two
they
other nominations.
aren't they adapted off those fucking Agatha Christie books?
Yeah, that's probably why. Um,
These like
I
who
get
done it.
nothing. I guess Knives Out was nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. The first one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Okay. So I thought I saw two for one here. That doesn't. Well, I mean, the best original screenplay is Tar. Tar is not original. It's based off of a fictional character that's already established. I don't understand. I don't understand adapted and original screenplay. I'm stupid. Quiet, yes. Top Gun. I don't know what that adapted from the original. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why Glass Onion's in here.
Mm.
I don't know. What's gonna win? Women Talking, I guess.
Interesting.
I don't feel like All Quiet on the Western Front's gonna win a screenplay. I think Glass Onion. I'm trying to think of what won for adapted screenplay when he was nominated. I don't think he did. Oh, he should have
He's gonna win
for the
on just
original
off that
original
line.
Knives
It's
Out.
so dumb.
I'm gonna say
Women
probably Women
Talking.
Talking because I think they're not gonna give it to an action movie like Maverick. They're not gonna give it to a goofy whodunit. They're not gonna give it to a third iteration of All Quiet on the Western Front. I don't know what live. I haven't watched Living. I would say Women Talking if I were to guess.
If you were to guess. And then
Hmm.
writing original, yeah, I'm gonna start from the bottom and work from the top. Triangle of Sadness, Tar, The Fablemans, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Banshees.
All right, Fablemans. It's not terribly interesting watching the Fablemans play out. All I thought was, wow, that's a pretty good life you led there. and now you like film.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, Sam Fableman, aka Steven Spielberg. This is between Banshees and Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah.
Interestingly, both written and directed by their director. Although Martin McDonagh is a prolific screenwriter, I don't know. Everything Everywhere All at Once was written by Daniel Kwan, but
No,
not
it was
the
written by
other.
both Daniels.
Yeah, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Shiner. I was looking to see if anybody else was part of that.
No,
Nope,
Fableman's
it's
was
just
written.
okay. So it's Banshees, Martin McDonagh, Daniels, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, wrote and direct. Okay, so all these nominees were co-written by the director.
Mhm.
You don't see that very often.
No,
All right, well, I think Martin McDonagh is going to win this one.
which would be good to see
If
because
it would.
again, like we talked about last episode, I fucking love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so beautiful.
I have pretty much zero problems with that movie. That movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Pinocchio, which I have. Finally, I have an order for those three,
Okay.
and it goes, or I did 5 seconds ago. Now that I'm going to say it out loud,
Say it. Don't be a
now there's a
bitch.
little bit of hesitation here. All right, one, I'm going to go Everything Everywhere All at Once, two Banshees, three Pinocchio. Although
Okay.
you ask me in 5 minutes, I think Pinocchio solidified as three because the other two are wholly original. I think the
Okay.
originality of the other two have placed themselves above Pinocchio for me, but I still absolutely love Pinocchio, and I think I can watch Pinocchio over and over again more than the other two.
Mhm.
Although I can watch the other two over and over again too. It's kind of got that like The Departed for me. I can watch The Departed over and over again. I can watch Blade Runner 2049 over and over again. It's got that rewatchability factor for me. But right now, as of this moment, Everything Everywhere All at Once. One, Banshees two, Pinocchio three.
Which is crazy because
And Maverick four. Oh, I
which is
love
crazy,
Maverick. Maverick's
because you said quite literally last Thursday,
yeah.
Pinocchio has not fallen anywhere below number two.
Nope. And now it's three. I think it's I love just wholly original work, which is why I think I'm one of the only people who really liked A Cure for Wellness, which was the last Gore Verbinski directed film, who was the director of the original Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, which I fucking love. But I just love wholly original stories, and we don't get nearly enough of them. And I'm still trying to understand why. I'm gonna have to look up how Glass Onion is adapted, but I
Well,
don't know.
those
I'll look
are
it up
those
after.
are
I don't know.
all of the Oscar categories and nominations. Only a couple snubs, I think, in our actual opinions when it
Yeah,
comes to directing and
actress and
actress and oh
directing.
fuck, what was the other one?
We already said
No,
directing, cinematography.
cinematography.
Yeah, and I
Um,
mean all.
other than that,
There's
they
snubs, but I mean we have the egregious fucking snubs though,
yeah.
which I mean, is the Oscars. They have to give you some drama,
So
and they will.
what we can move on to because I'm very very curious about this. Um, we have scheduled 4 reviews. We don't have to go through all 4 of these. We can do one. We can do Blonde
Yeah, this that went on
because
for a
that went on for
while.
quite a while. So we can
Yeah,
do
I don't think we're
we
gonna be
can
able to
end it
fit
with
all of
Blonde.
this in here.
No, we can end it with
I don't.
Blonde. But what I do want to hear is because it was teased last episode. your Rotten Tomatoes Woman King rant,
This might go on for a while as well. I'm not
because
sure.
I'm very, very excited.
So
And going through those lists, I gave you the reins. I'm going to step back wholeheartedly, and I just want you to express your displeasure with the Woman
this is
King,
this is
because I'm
essentially going to
very,
become
very excited
this is
for what's about
essentially
to
going to
happen.
become a stage show. But I think I don't how long are we recording right now?
I don't give a fuck.
Like what are we at? Like an hour and
Probably about an hour.
like an hour and 15, something like that.
Sure.
All right. But I am for this segment, I'm going to take a member of the audience. And since we really have no audience, I'm going to ask you to help me along with this.
Oh, wonderful. I can't wait.
All right. Go to your nearest computer right now.
I'm sitting in front of three of them.
Go to a computer that you can search on Google with.
All right.
All right.
Okay. I'm so excited. Okay.
I want you to go to Google.
Yep.
And I want you to type in the Woman King.
Okay.
Okay. You see the Woman King, PG-13,
Yes.
2022 yep. Action drama, 2 hours, 14 minutes. We go below that. See the IMDb score right beside that. I think you might recognize a little something called the Rotten Tomatoes score, which should be sitting at about a 94% last time I checked.
Correct.
All right. There's a bit of an issue there, but we may get into that later.
But wait, I can add a little to this.
Go ahead.
According to Google users, only 77%
yes.
of people like this movie.
Ah, interesting. I think that's probably still too high. However, I digress, and we will move into Rotten Tomatoes. Are you into the Rotten Tomatoes page?
From said
The Woman King.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. All right, tell me.
What do we have here?
Something seems a little suspicious, does it not? A little weird. All right.
This is crazy.
Now, can you read me really quickly the critic consensus for the Woman King? The critic consensus, not the audience one yet.
Yes.
What does it say?
It says
how many sentences is that for the description of this movie? What does it say?
2 sentences, sir.
Yes.
All hail Viola Davis. The Woman King rules.
All right. Very, very in-depth synopsis. I think we got a lot out of what this film represents and what this film is aiming to do, right? I think we got what we need here. Boom, you're sold. The Woman King rules. I think my full name is longer than this description. And I do not have a long name. I didn't even read what the audience said. What does the audience say?
Oh, here's the audience says. I got it. I'm a part. I can help you.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Read it.
With a fantastic cast and an action-packed story that it also manages to be meaningful, The Woman King makes it rain.
Makes it rain with lies. All right. We're gonna ignore the tomato meter because I have my own separate issue with critics that are recognized and also not recognized on Rotten Tomatoes. We're going to move on over to the audience score. You want to go ahead, tell the audience what is the audience score of The Woman King as of this moment?
Go ahead. 99%.
99%. Holy jumping Jesus! Holy shit!
Oh, and for those Jesus, watching on
Robert, holy fuck!
For you guys listening who can't see, if you're following along and playing along with us while we do this, you will be able to see in person. If not, I will be throwing the graphics up onto the screen.
Please do. I mean, Jesus, Robert Christ on rubber crutches, Bobby. You can't make this shit up. How many verified ratings are there? Why don't you tell our humble audience?
5,000 plus, sir.
5,000 plus. All right. For your next assignment, I will have you click on that 5,000 plus verified ratings. We're going to click on that. I want you to tell me how many lower than 5-star reviews you can see. Just go page to page and you tell me what you see.
Well, I'm 4 pages in. I only found 3.
Only 3. And how? And were
There's
those 4
4 on
stars?
page
4.5
5.
stars?
4 stars even.
4 stars even. Oh, what a trash review.
Great storyline and acting. 5 stars.
Yep. Now,
great depiction of African American culture. 5 stars.
Bullshit. All right.
Everything about this movie was amazing. It was powerful and a tearjerker. Verified. 5 stars.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you take a close look, they're all verified. I mean, they have to be verified to get in here. And do you know how hard it is to be verified as a
real storyline
reviewer on Rotten Tomatoes?
A real storyline with foreshadowing of more. End of review. 5 stars.
Yes. If you go through, I'm curious how many in-depth reviews that are longer than 1 or maybe 2 lines do you see?
1. Only 1.
Interesting. Very interesting. And if you look really closely, you will see there are some repeat reviews here.
Yes.
One that I caught before was a lad named Google. There's a Maurice that pops up time and time again. This Michelle seems to be popping up a lot. Very, very short names. Very short reviews. Even the long review here. This movie was amazingly good. I enjoyed the storyline, the characters, and the action. Exclamation point! Exclamation point! I highly
Deborah's
recommend.
Up here twice.
Yeah, Deborah's a big one. She's up there more than twice. I highly recommend because that's not how you spell it's the best movie I've seen in a long time. All right. We're gonna play a little Where's Waldo here. I want you to find me one review here that tells you anything about the characters or the plot.
I think you're setting me up for failure.
I think I am. That's conjecture.
Well, since you have asked me to scroll page by page, I can't tell you how many pages I've scrolled, and I have yet seen 0 anything other than storyline was great. That's as deep as it's gone. Great performance by Viola Davis and others. Oh, here's one. 3 stars.
Ooh.
3 stars from Arlene Evans, October 24th, 2022. I like the teamwork.
I did not see that one. It reminds me of those Letterboxd reviews for Morbius. I like the teamwork. 3 stars. What does that mean?
Amazing. Okay, here's one.
I can't tell if that's one of these bots.
Amazing
cinema. All of these are bots.
Amazing cinematography, story, and courage. If the human spirit.
If the human spirit.
If the human spirit.
That sounds.
Viola Davis is at the top of her game.
Yeah. So that If the Human Spirit. That sounds like someone who is typing
It
with.
was invigorating, and the storyline was impeccable.
Oh my
Everyone loves
God! Tell
this
me about the
storyline.
storyline. Please
I
tell me about the
normally
storyline.
fall asleep on movies, but not this one. The
I have not
misdeed.
watched a movie and stayed awake. All cinema sucks. I haven't seen a good movie in my life, but this one I dared to stay awake for.
Linda, 5 stars. I have seen this movie 4 times. Each time I see something different.
Hmm. Are you on crack? Are you on some type of hallucinogen? But anyway, I mean, how many, I don't know how many pages in you are, but
I'm I'm fucking pretty far, dude.
yeah, and can you please,
It was
if
good
you could
until
tell,
they had to strip a guy's shirt off.
hmm,
4 stars. Four, oh,
wait, is
three and
that
a
it?
half stars. Yep.
Say that again,
From Chris. 3.5
Chris.
stars. It
Okay,
was good until they had to strip a guy's shirt off.
that just seems like uh, a 9-year-old who got a hold of his mom's iPad. But I mean, so are all of these reviews. If you could tell the jury any specific examples you have found of anything indicating story or characters or plot lines or plot holes, please share with the jury. The floor is yours, counselor. We have found no evidence.
Scenes were gorgeous, perfectly
Hmm.
cast. Entertaining, great acting. Too long, too violent. 5 stars.
Okay, that's all right. That's enough. We're gonna move on from
Oh shit!
the. Oh, did you find a legitimate review among all of
Found a
these?
1 star.
Holy shit! How far along are you? I was
I'm
unable to
very
find a
far.
1 star.
I am a.
What does it say?
You can. It is 1 star. It is October 19th, 2022. I was a few minutes late, so the movie had already started. Therefore, by missing the beginning, I was unable to follow the plot throughout the whole movie.
Okay, I think that one might be a legit. I don't know. That might be a legitimate review from one of these verified Rotten Tomatoes audience
Oh,
members.
here's Google. I found Google again. Google popped up two
Yeah,
times in a
Google
row.
popped up quite a bit actually.
Two
Yeah,
times in a row.
yeah. There's a lot of Google here.
Okay. Anyway,
So we we see
something fishy going on.
there's a common thread moving along here. Correct.
Correct.
All right. Now in your um, all of you playing along at home, type into your Google search browser everything everywhere all at once. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. You know the drill. Go on down to that Rotten Tomato score.
95%.
What is the audience score?
89%.
Oh, that's weird. That's 10 points lower. But I
Mhm.
mean, everything I've heard would suggest that this is a far superior film to Woman. Forget that. Let's click here.
You
The
want the critic consensus?
2,500. No. Let's click on the audience scores here for
Okay.
Everything Everywhere All at Once and take a look at some of the
2,500.
reviews here. What's the first review that you see?
1 star.
1 star. How long did it take us to find a 1 star review for The Woman King?
About 15 minutes.
About 15 minutes, counselor. Let the record show that even some of the best movies of the year will get bad reviews. Unless you're The Woman King, which, for some reason, has 5,000 plus verified reviews. It's not even close to being the most popular, most watched movie of the year.
Well,
Yet it's the
here's the
most
thing.
reviewed by the audience score.
And here's what's crazy. If you're listening to this podcast, this current episode, and you're thinking, wow, 5,000 plus reviews, all 5 stars. 99%. Did you hear us mention The Woman King once during our Oscar rundown?
I can attest. I can give. Actually, technically, it's not a number, but I can say, I can give you the shape because technically 0 isn't a number.
Zero.
Not a number. Oh, but we can head on to Twitter and we can find everybody who's outraged over the lack of nominations for such a
Empowering movie.
such a brave and such a brave,
strong and brave and
true,
young and
a true African tale. And I say true with do I have any caps near me? Do people still say that's cap? I don't have any caps. I have a hat over there. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Take a look at the cap. Wiggle it. Because I hate to break all of your hearts out there on Twitter, and I don't even have Twitter, but I've seen the pages on Google, the Twitter pages, outraged that Viola Davis wasn't nominated for this movie, and sending death threats to Ana de Armas and Michelle Williams and Andrea Riseborough for stealing her nomination, and also to many directors who had the gall to be mentioned in the Best Picture category and Best Director category. Although, I mean, if you want to send them to James Cameron, then fine. I don't think he's going to read them because his movie's making $5 billion at the box office this weekend. Yes. Do you have a question?
No, it's more of a statement. Mr. Todd, I went to the second page and I found two one-star reviews back to back. Dr. Todd, Mr. Doctor, Professor Todd. I went to the second page. I went ahead of the class and I found two one-star reviews for Everything Everywhere All at Once, back to back.
Do you want to read out those reviews for the class, if you will?
Sure. 1 star.
Yes.
I didn't get it. Mm-hmm. Felt like I would have liked to have that time back.
Okay, fair enough.
Second one.
And also, can you tell me what the name of that reviewer is?
J.L. Curtis 314. And then from the very first review.
That sounds like a bit of a. Does that not sound a bit more detailed than any of the reviews that you saw in the Woman King audience reviews?
Correct.
Not Google or
now,
Michelle.
This second one.
Yes.
I was really looking forward to seeing this movie. The trailer looked cool. However, I actually left the movie early. I cannot believe how confusing, how boring, and how cheesy the movie was. It's a wannabe Matrix that takes you back to the same settings over and over again. Come on, let's move on. Got the idea? Nope, it keeps repeating. So bored that I actually left without finishing watching it. It makes me wonder, how did it get such high ratings? That's the part of the reason I went to see it. But I felt like it was a waste of time and money.
Now,
let me debunk this lady K for a second. Repeating over and over. It's an A24 thing.
Okay.
Yeah. However, yes, it was very difficult to follow at first because Act 1, everything. Act 2, everywhere. And then the final act was all at once. So yes, it is difficult to do. It's difficult to follow. But when you follow it and when you actually pay attention and sit through the entire thing, the movie makes sense. Which, yes, this woman hated this movie. She didn't care enough to research A24. They have smaller budgets. They usually do 1 or 2 sets, and that's it. However, it did not say awesome acting, good job. 5 stars.
Now, here's where I'm going to stop you. I really I love your passion and enthusiasm. And I also disagree. I disagree with pretty much every point that Kay made. But at the same time, I appreciate Kay's review. You know why? It mentioned plot points.
Because it's real.
He's talking. It's a real review.
Because Kay's a real person. Kay's not a mining bot.
That I think this is the best movie of the year. I disagree with everything she says, but at the same time, I'm very appreciative of a legitimate review with a real opinion. There's plot points here. You understand this person watched the movie. You look through 50 fucking pages of the Woman King audience scores. You will find nothing even remotely related to the story, the plot, or the characters.
Or
You
their
know why?
experience.
Because they're not real reviews. They're put there. They're fabricated reviews to get you to watch The Woman King. And I have never seen this happen before.
So
I have
I'm going
never
to
seen a 99%.
Keep going. Keep talking. I'm going to try to back up a point I want to make.
Yeah.
So keep going.
That's the first 2 pages. There are 3 1-star reviews, which is perfectly fine. You're entitled to your opinion.
Okay.
However, go ahead.
The Woman King. Zach, if you wouldn't mind, tell me what all 5,000 plus movie reviewers said about this movie and rated it out of 100.
Out of 100. Well,
what was the consensus?
The consensus of 5,000 plus verified ratings for the audience score is a whopping 99%. A number that you don't see.
So that means it's, for the most part, universally accepted as a perfect movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I follow a bunch of internet people and podcasters, and there's this podcast, just like ours, Talks Movies, and they have this website where they put their score for movies. Would you like to take a guess of what The Woman King came in as the host, the co-host, and the total fan average of the movie out of 100?
So the host, all right, we'll write the host first. I'm
gonna tell you it's all the same number.
It's all the same number?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm not familiar with this, so I'm just I'll say 60.
No. They ranked it at an 86. However, is an 86 a 99?
It's not.
Is an 86 5 stars?
Not even close.
That's weird.
Isn't it?
That's so crazy.
Problems with an 86, but
I'll
get into that.
But that's weird, for the next isn't point. It?
Very weird. And there's some, dare I say, shady stuff going on over here on Rotten Tomatoes. Very interesting.
So
yeah,
here's a I follow TikTok, movie talk, as I call it. There's a guy, a fella on this app that reviews movies, rates movies on Letterboxd, as do I. Who, it's crazy.
Is he the really
Zach,
aggressive one?
No. It's crazy, Zach. What was the stars out of 5? Were all of these people saying?
I mean, out of a 5-star scale, it's 5 stars.
Wow. This guy has it at 3.5.
Well, I wonder why that particular review didn't make it to Rotten Tomatoes.
Is it because this is a real person?
Could be. I don't know. I think we might be stretching it there. I don't want to get into conjecture or anything, but I mean, what qualifies as a real person?
Not a bot.
Don't real people make bots? Don't real people generate bots?
But do real people leave the rating?
For a number, all right. We're gonna move to number point number 2 here.
Mhm.
And we have ourselves a very rare situation here on the mind-blowing website that is Rotten Tomatoes. Go to your Google browser and type Top Gun Maverick.
Okay.
All right, let's go to Rotten Tomatoes. You know the fucking drill.
96%.
What is that audience score?
Whoa. 99%.
Yes, how many verified ratings are there?
Holy fuck.
How many? Tell them. Tell the world.
50,000.
Over 50,000 reviews.
50,000.
I think we can all agree way too many reviews to be overflowing with bots, right? All right, let's click on that 50,000 plus and let's take a look at some of these reviews that resulted in 99%.
I would like to read this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Harold L. 5
Mhm.
stars.
5 stars.
Stunning movie. Kind of like Fast and the Furious.
He's trying. 4.5 stars, actually, that one.
Is it 4.5?
It is 4.5 stars. He's trying.
Because it's Fast and the Furious, not Fast and the
Although
Furious.
he's not wrong in saying stunting movie. We know Tom Cruise is massive in the stunt industry.
He does his own, some would say.
Advocate for stuntmen, as we all should be. They don't get nearly the recognition they deserve. There should be an Oscar category for best stunts.
Mhm.
Moving on. Give me another review for Top Gun Maverick. Pick anyone at all.
4 stars.
Mm-hmm.
You would think this would be a good review. Tim.
Yes.
I liked it, but it wasn't mind-blowing.
Yes.
4 stars.
Perfectly fine. And I think 4 stars is perfectly fair for that kind of review. I don't get any kind of a
Well, I found one.
I mean, a shorter review, for sure, but a believable review.
Here's a real one.
Mm-hmm.
Page 2, Tony, 3 stars.
Yes.
Top Gun Maverick is a decent action movie that manages to deliver some exciting aerial sequences and decent performances from its cast. However, it is not a movie that particularly memorable or groundbreaking, and it's not one that I would feel the need to watch again. The plot is fairly formulaic. The characters are somewhat predictable, with some familiar beats from the original Top Gun. While it's fun to see Tom Cruise back in the cockpit, the movie does not really add anything new to the franchise. Overall, Top Gun Maverick is a passable action movie that might be worth checking out if you're a fan of the original or looking for some mindless entertainment, or study its use of cinematography.
Oh, cinematography. That's interesting.
Wait, that's crazy.
Why is that crazy? Why is that crazy?
Because I don't think Top Gun Maverick was nominated for the cinematography Oscar of 2023.
No, that can't be it. Certainly, they nominated Top Gun Maverick.
Hold on, but this guy didn't like the movie, but said you should watch it because you can study its use of cinematography.
Just don't expect to win an Oscar if you watch this movie for cinematography. But crazy. I digress. I mean, look, you understand my point. We go from one extreme to the other, and you don't see. I don't know if you'll ever see two movies with 99% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes ever again in the same year. But I think it's very obvious to see. You take one look at the first page, even on Top Gun Maverick that has a 99%, a legitimate 99%, I might add, which you don't ever see. And you have one of my favorite, and I'm glad you decided to read this one because I read this. This is one of the ones that I had in my notes here from Tony. And it sentiments from Tony because Obviously, Tony Scott directed the first Top Gun movie, Ridley Scott's late brother. Rest in peace. But even though I don't hold it, again, a lot like that one star Everything Everywhere All at Once rating, I don't agree with this one. I do somewhat agree with it. It is kind of a formulaic plot, but again, somebody who watched the movie gave a review on the movie that he actually watched.
Now, breaking news: 1 hour ago, there's
Mm-hmm.
a real review came in.
On what?
Top Gun
Maverick?
Maverick,
Okay.
3 stars. Great sound. Plot is overcooked and plays off nostalgia. Not a good movie,
Yeah.
but it is fun. Subpar acting and too long.
You see, again, I'm not going to get caught up in agreeing or disagreeing with these reviews. The only thing I'm going to say is I appreciate the real reviews because you can tell that these are real reviews. Unlike if you go to the Woman King and you read all of them, and it sounds like somebody typing a review, thinking about the next review that they're going to drop with 5 stars. They're all 1 to 2 lines. They reveal nothing about the plot,
And they're probably
nothing
written by the
about the
same
story, nothing
person.
about the characters, nothing. Just all hail Miss Viola Davis. It's like those like the Reddit threads where they with like the DMs that Indians send to hot girls, like send Bob's and Wagner, like that kind of thing. That's what it reminds me of. It's just that with
The
five
so
thousand fucking reviews.
so the Woman King's Rotten Tomato reviews are essentially horny Indian men
Yeah,
sending Facebook
essentially,
messages to
it's
your mom.
horny. It's horny Indian telemarketer operators. And the thing is, you may be asking yourselves at home, playing along at home, Googling or following my instructions at home, why all of this hatred towards the Woman King? Why do you hate the Woman King so much? Well, let me tell you. Maybe 30 minutes later, why I hate this film so much. Because it is an utter fucking fabrication of history. And everybody that I see online on Twitter or on Instagram saying the Women King was snubbed. Viola Davis was snubbed. This was the best film of the year. But we can get into the technical aspects of this film, and I probably will at some point because I am on a train that will not be stopped. There are no brakes on this train. Let me tell you a little something about the Dahomey tribe, of which this film um, places its main characters in. The Dahomey tribe, led by a force of all female
Warriors.
warriors. Yeah, but and we can get into what happened to that particular force a little bit later. But uh, have you done any? Are you familiar with the Dahomey tribe at all?
No.
No. Okay. Well, I'm going to turn into history teacher Zach for a second.
Professor Todd?
Yeah, I'm going to put. This is the first time I've ever put my journalism degree to use, and I'm going to bury the Woman King because of it. So in the film, we have the Dahomey tribe, who is shown fighting against the European invaders, the evil white man, as is so popularly portrayed in woke Hollywood recently. And the Dahomey they discover, wait, we don't need to involve ourselves in slaves. I mean, we've discovered what is it? It's some type of oil that they discover. Like I can't remember. It's some type of oil that they're going to use for trading, so they don't have to involve themselves with the slave trade. And they go to battle for um, you know, great honor against slavery of their people. However, they're missing one very, very important detail here. What is it? What is it? What did the let me hold on. Let me Google the Dahomey tribe here real quick. Holy shit! They were notorious slave traders. Oh, these
What?
people are horrible.
What?
Wait a minute. Okay. So what the film does here is they offer you the hero side as the Dahomes. The
Mhm.
Dahomey tribe are the heroes of the story. They
But wait,
completely ignore that these
you
people.
just you
Yeah.
just said they do one of the biggest no-nos in the world.
No, but I mean, listen, as media has taught us, it's only the white man that was involved in the slave trade. So in the film, they are trying to essentially abolish slavery from the evil Europeans who come in. If you open a fucking textbook, or that's very 90s of me to say, or even 80s of me to say, if you go on the internet and Google Dahomey tribe, are you doing that right now?
You spell Dahomey tribe.
Dahomey. I think you may come to realize that, wait a minute, they were not only a part of the Atlantic slave trade, they were one of the main players in the slave trade. And these Europeans that came over, that you're trying to fight in the name of abolishing slavery,
No, so
they came over, right, to try
this
to abolish slavery in Africa
so
from the Dahomes.
in the movie, and this is on Google, people, you can see where I'm reading from. You know, those little drop down menus after you type something in. It's crazy. In the movie, this tribe was portrayed as a decent people with a beautiful way of life.
Interesting.
But in
Very
reality, they
interesting.
lived by the code
Mm.
enslave or be enslaved.
Yep. I don't know why didn't they put that on the poster for the movie?
Oh, because um all all hail Viola
Oh,
Davis.
because then nobody would go see it. Here's the there's so many. I'm trying to figure out which point I want to hit on first. First of all, the film is PG-13. And if you watch it, I mean, all the audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes like praising the action. It's not, it looks like a B grade Marvel film. When they jump and attack, they jump like 10 feet in the air. It's not particularly edited well. But I mean, these are all minor complaints when you look at the fact that this is probably the biggest embellishment of any historical film that I've seen in a very long time. It's very rare that let me break this down in more mo- a more modern interpretation. So we have the Dahomes, notorious slave traders. They acted on female genital mutilation, mass human sacrifice, hundreds of thousands dead. They burned down other tribes. They burned other tribes to the ground. stole those tribe slaves and resold those slaves, regularly beheaded. But I mean, PG-13. That's hard PG-13. It's not even a hard PG-13, and that's not even the biggest problem. So, from what I've just told, a modern interpretation of this that I would think of would be, let's tell the story of the Nazis in the Third Reich, but they're the heroes. They're the heroes.
I don't think that would go
Fighting,
over quite well.
yes, fighting against Britain and the United States
and
and the
evil
Allied
Jews.
powers because they are killing Jews. That is essentially what this movie is, updated about a century. And the fact that they knew what they were doing. I think they knew what they were doing. There are two distinct possibilities when they were making this film. When they were writing the script for this film. One, they found an example of an all-female fighting force, and they wanted to make a movie about it to capitalize on today's culture.
Crazy.
Two, yeah.
Doesn't Marvel have an all-powerful African culture fighting women force called the Dora Milaje?
What film would that be from?
Oh, that is from Black Panther.
Black Panther, correct. And it's interesting that you brought that up. Do you know when this film was greenlit?
Was it?
Take a guess. When they greenlit this film. They were trying to get this film made for a little while. Can you guess what year this film was greenlit, or after what film came out they decided to greenlight this?
Oh, they greenlit this after 2015, after Black Panther.
Yes, that is correct. Correct.
Whopper,
we're on fire right now. So boom, $50 million later, they have a budget. However, unlike Black Panther, everything shown in this film is absolutely just a false interpretation of history. And I say interpretation, but it's so sickening. And the fact that they knew, I already went over the one possibility of when they were writing the screenplay, that they found this female fighting force and they were unaware that they committed that they were massive players in the Atlantic slave trade, and they read it. They wrote the script.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Possible,
I knew nothing.
Although I don't agree with that.
I knew nothing about this Dahomey tribe, but 2 seconds after you type in Dahomey tribe, it tells you they traded slaves and they were one of the biggest influential.
Yeah, that's the first.
It's the first thing. It's the very first thing it shows you.
And then the second possibility when they were writing the script, the more likely one, is they knew, but they simply didn't care. Because they knew that the vast majority of people weren't going to do any research and they were going to accept this as fact. And based on all the people saying that the Woman King was snubbed at the Oscars, they were right. People weren't going to do the research. And, bravo to them for knowing the market, I guess.
But then came along a strapping young man named Zach Todd, who said, I will do the research.
I know I say I have a journalism degree, but I mean, any fucking kid, type in Dahomey tribe. If you're at all curious, there's not an advanced level of journalistic integrity that I'm taking here. Anybody, just search it up, and many people have. Look at.
But no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah, countless videos on YouTube. And they the real reason, as I continue to deconstruct this fucking movie, the reason that they had uh, a female fighting force in the first place. By the way, they were one thing I will give them, they were very fierce and brave fighters. But the reason that they needed to have a female fighting force in the first place is because they were selling off so many slaves, and they were losing so many uh, men warriors in invading all of these other tribes that they had to start um, activating these female soldiers. And by the way, I haven't mentioned this yet, but um, the reason that the Europeans were there in the first place was not to capture more slaves from the Dahomey and the other surrounding tribes at the time.
What?
It was actually to try to abolish slavery in Africa at the time.
Oh
Oh, God. Because if you
God,
remember, when
those
slavery was going
damn
on in
evil
America,
white men.
when slavery was going on in America, it was also abolished in Europe, and they were trying to stop it. But in this film, not
What
quite
happened?
so true.
What happened
Well,
in this film?
what happened? Well, the white man happened. That's what happened. Which I don't even look. I don't feel personally attacked or anything. I don't care about that. It's it's so cliche and old. Just like the Europeans came over to try and end slavery in Africa. They said no. The Dahomey tribe said no. So this female fighting force, which again like I said before, fights with grit and bravery, and they were commended by uh, the Europeans for fighting as such. But I also need to uh, mention that when the French, who who were below the British military at the time, the French wiped out the Dahomey fighting force in about 2 hours. Not great.
Oh,
Not great.
oh,
Not great.
yikes!
It's not great. It's not a great look.
Oh, it's crazy. They knocked that entire tribe out in less
About 2 hours
time than
of
the
it.
actual film's runtime.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of casualties on the Dahomey side, and I think there was somewhere. I may be wrong, so if any of you has the exact number, you can update and let me know. But I believe it was thousands upon thousands of Dahomey casualties and between 6 to 9 French casualties. So, which just leads me to the obvious point that I should have made a long time ago because I have this innate uh I forgot the word again, which happens to me all the time. This
Aptitude.
no this I tend to go over points to an extreme, but the obvious thing is, well, why did they make this decision to turn this Dahomey tribe, this barbaric Dahomey tribe, into the heroes? I can give you a few examples. I can give you a better movie just off the top of my head. If you had a rebellious Dahomey fighter who decides to rebel against the Dahomey and their enslaving ways, and you join a different tribe and fight against the Dahomey with the French, make it rated R. I think you got a fucking winner right there.
That sounds pretty
And I
interesting to me.
and I'm actually I think I have a right to blame the filmmakers more than the Dahomey tribe themselves, because at least I think we can agree that the Dahomey tribe and all of the subsequent tribes in Africa at the time were very much a product of the time, right? Slavery was the big commodity. So I mean, you go back to the 1820s, or in between the 1820s and the 1850s, when all of this was taking place, and you know, so well, this was normalcy. This was normal. So, I mean, why would they be expected to stop then? And my answer is they wouldn't. So I have to blame. I mean, I have to put a considerable amount of malice and just hatred towards the creative licenses that they took, and just say why. And also to encourage people to do a little bit of research, especially for a movie like this. It's fine for filmmakers to take creative licenses. They do it all the time.
Yeah.
And but I mean, this is something that just irked me. It pissed me off. And I'm going to make some. Hey, we have gobbled up quite a bit of time on this episode, so I think we're gonna push
Yeah,
our
we
we're not
can
going to do
push
any film
every.
reviews on this episode. Yeah, I knew this was going to take up a lot of time because I had this whole fucking college final prepared for this segment. But we're going to move the blonde debate. We'll move the blonde debate, All Quiet on the Western Front, Pale Blue Eye and Glass Onion to the next episode, because I knew
Yeah, no, we can.
this was going to take a long time.
When are the actual Oscars?
And I will be comparing the Woman King to Blonde in this debate.
Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, I'm bringing the fucking guns. But that's for next week. But if you have, yeah, I mean, if you have any thoughts, I've said my piece. I've said what so many people on the internet, you know, black people, I share their sentiment, that their disdain towards this movie. I feel it too. I'm one of the rare. I knew about the Dahomey tribe from a history class that I took in college before watching this film, and it just got my blood boiling a little bit. So I feel like I had to get that out there. I'm happy with how that turned out.
What I can say about this movie, it's not going to go to the extent and the depth that you took.
Yeah, it shouldn't, because I drowned on for probably way too long.
I will say that yes, as a film standpoint, Viola Davis's acting incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It looked visually really good. The action sequences quite enjoyable.
I don't know.
Well, there are some of them that are quite
PG-13
enjoyable.
to shit.
Was not huge on the story.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Was that before or after you? So just from the basic story perspective, like not factoring in like the truth behind this tribe, you just didn't think the story was very affecting?
No, I thought the only thing that was really affecting was Viola Davis, and just how she brings a character to make one feel empowered, and to show that, I don't know, stand with and for women, and being strong, and leading, and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that's what
I mean, I get
that's what I took from this movie, has been like,
Viola Davis is. Yeah, I mean, Viola Davis is a fantastic actress. But I mean, and all of the points like female empowerment, all that, and I think that's very important. But when done for all of the wrong reasons, I think that loses all of its merit.
Agreed.
Especially, yeah, especially when Viola Davis comes out and says, uh, not verbatim, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but basically, if you don't go and see this movie, then you're racist. Essentially. Essentially, that's what she's. I don't know. Look, I don't know if she. I mean, words can be taken out of context, but I don't like I don't like the message that she sent people who may have not gone to see it in the cinema, and not that many people did. It did better than I thought it would. I think it made $98 million on a $50 million budget, which isn't. Yeah, I think it's close to breaking even. I'm not really sure. I don't. I'm
So
not an
the
expert
Woman
on
King,
marketing budgets or whatever.
box office, was $67 million
Domestic.
domestic.
Yeah. I believe universally it was around just below 100 million.
19, it made about $17 million in profit.
Well, that's a shame. And I don't like to ridicule or hope that people who work on movies don't make a profit from them, because I mean there are a lot of unspoken names behind the scenes, boom operators and people who work the cameras and like
The lighting setup assistants and the people who
yeah, I mean
design the sets
that's just in the film, and like people who provide
and you have to do
lunch
talent
and
release.
food for people. But and I hate to I hate to say that I want their work diminished, because I don't. But at the same time, I absolutely despise this movie and everything that it stands for. And I would
That doesn't come down to everyone.
no, it's
That
not
comes
everybody.
down that
Which
comes
is why
down to
I don't want everybody to suffer from me hoping that this fails, because there are hundreds and in some cases thousands of people involved in a production of a film. But this was uh this was just a despicable movie to watch. I hated every second of it. I hated what it stood for. I hated how it embellished history and reversed roles in, for the sake of making the white man the bad guy, which again, I don't care. As a white person, I don't give a shit, but in the context of history, it's just wrong. And it bothers the hell out of me that so many people just are going to have and are going to accept this as the truth, when it's so far from the truth. It is the opposite of the truth. And the fact that,
blame
and again,
and
I'm gonna talk
demand
about this in
apologies.
this versus, yeah, the fact that this talked on the posters, in the commercials, it said based on the powerful true story. Go fuck yourself. Not
Events.
even close.
The Woman King writers, Dana Stevens and Maria Bello.
Yeah.
You have done some research on them.
Yes. What? you want me to say something?
I said, if you've done some research on who these
Oh,
two lovely ladies are who wrote this movie.
well, yes, I'm aware. The color stands out a little bit, but I and I mean, I've pretty much exhausted my, and I like Maria Bello, but what are you doing? I just like I'm shocked. I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised because I mean Hollywood does this, but to this extent, I'm surprised more people haven't figured out that this is a complete fabrication of history. And yes, I'm aware that Maria Bello is very, very white. But I mean that's neither here nor there. I don't
There,
I
just
think
go back to being Kevin James's wife in Grown Ups.
yes, and go back to losing your daughter in prisoners. Just let's you struck out on this one. Let's just move on. Although I don't uh God, this movie just irks me. I think it's the fact that so many people are going to think that this is true and they're not going to do any any research and they're going to just accept this. And I'm glad that there are a lot of people, especially in the black community, who have um rebelled against this fucking movie and expressed their backlash and they should. This is just it's an insulting movie. But I know I will get into that more next week when I compare this to Blonde. But I think we've I think we've covered all we're capable of covering tonight. Another jam-packed episode. I wasn't intending on getting quite this serious in this episode, but I did. We had a lot of fun too, though. We had a good skit there, a fun Rotten Tomatoes skit that I enjoyed. Um, I'm glad I got all this negative energy out though,
We
because it's
hope you
been
guys all
bothering me for
played
a while.
along.
Yeah, I hope you did. This this little this final paper, if you will, on the Woman King. This
Next
project.
episode will come out. Uh, if not, it'll come out Friday, tomorrow, whenever I decide to put it out. It'll be out next week for sure. Until
Is this
then, if you are listening at home and you want to get movies and stuff that we are going to talk about in the next episode, Blonde, All Quiet on the Western Front, Pale Blue Eye, and Glass Onion. If you have not seen any of those, go watch them so we don't have to worry about not spoiling anything. Because when it comes into movies and stuff like that, you just let your fucking thoughts flow and trying to hold back. That's not who we are.
no, and it's not something we're capable of being either. So
Try to do.
and
So either
no
watch these
spoiling
four
the woman.
movies, watch these four movies by Thursday, or get fucked.
Yeah, don't watch the Woman King. Don't watch the Woman King. But do definitely watch Glass Onion, All Quiet on the Western. If you have access to Netflix and you have access to all four of these movies, um, watch Pale Blue Eye. It's I'll get into that next episode. And if you are comfortable watching very bleak, very dark and disturbing content, and watch Blonde. And I'm gonna leave
You can follow along with actual reviews on my letterbox, which I'll link in this description of this episode, so you can get a full actual review instead of just the little topics that we push and talk about on here. But
I'll probably have to start a letterbox soon, I guess. It'd probably be helpful. It'd be easier to promote both of our letterboxed if I had one, considering this is a film page. I should probably have a review site, so I guess I'll get on that.
And I will link both of our letterboxes to our podcast link and our listening to the other show and you just wanted to stop in and listen to this one, fucking check our shit out.
Yeah, if you want a good low stress, light, just a light humor type of low stress thing, then watch just the regular Jawn Street one. We started that one again and start it now because we may go into another 6-month long hiatus if you don't watch. And if you do watch, we still might do it because we tend to do that a lot. But who knows? We might stick around this time.
And you just want to listen to an actually well thought out show, then stick around with us too.
Yeah, because this is definitely more organized than the other one is right now. But we will get to that point as we continue to upload on a more frequent basis. And we are going to do that because we are going to make sure that happens.
Fucking around, but this is an actual passion. And I think within the first 4 episodes, you can tell that movies and shit like this is stuff that we care about. So we try to make this in our thoughts and our schedule or our plan and stuff like that sincere and real, and as throw some kind of humor in there as possible. So, well,
yeah, well said. Yeah, how long are we recording right now? Where are we at?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
We're at least 2 hours in. We're more than 2 hours in. It's another long one. We didn't even talk about Avatar this time. That's the best part. We're fucking evolving.
Hold on, because we're gonna fucking do this. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do before every fucking episode. We're gonna throw an Avatar thing in there. I sent you the last couple days ago that next Avatar, Jake Sully will not be narrating Avatar 3. It will be his son, the one that's still alive. So get ready for that because Avatar's getting spun in a whole new fucking direction with the son of Jake Sully.
Yeah, we're coming at you with in the coming episodes, we're going to be discussing our political satire approach to the upcoming Avatar sequels, and I don't think you're going to want to miss it. I definitely am looking forward to it. I think that's going to be fun. After I go hog wild with this blonde debate, then we'll go a little more lighthearted. But was this
blonde
is
and
this episode?
Avatar.
Oh my god, yeah. Is this episode like just is this longer than the last one last week? I feel like it probably is. It's definitely longer.
All right, so until next week,
good fucking content. I'll tell you that.
You are shit. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right. We need like a catchphrase that we can send people off with. We got to work on that. Yeah, like stay blue.